Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing what I set out to do on this channel in the first place, and that is a makeup video. So today I'm gonna do a goth makeup tutorial. I'm gonna show you how I do my most basic goth look. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more. When I do goth makeup, I like to incorporate as many traditional elements as I can. I have sort of a more modern style, but I understand that this isn't totally trad goth. I'm just doing it the way I like to do it. So the first thing I like to do is shave my eyebrows. As you can see, I hardly have any. And I know a lot of people think it's silly to just keep like the front bits of my eyebrows, but I do this for two reasons. The first reason is so I actually still have some brows for when I go out without wearing makeup. And the second reason is so I can draw my eyebrows back on in any shape that I like. So a lot of people are like confused about that, but it's actually quite simple. So I know you might think it looks silly, but I've actually grown to enjoy this eyebrow shape, so that's also another reason I just like it. So when I want to go for a thinner, more modern brow with like a higher arch, I will glue down my eyebrows, and I just use an Elmer's glue stick, and I use a purple one so that I will know exactly when it's dry and needs another coat. So you're gonna want to have like sort of thin, sort of skinny brows. If you don't, you can glue them down. But yeah, I'm gonna show you how to do it with just these today, but that'll be later. So I start off with a lip balm because it can get quite cakey and it just makes my lips feel gross. The lip balm helps keep the product off them. First, of course, is going to be primer. Right now, I'm using the e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer, but they don't make this anymore, so a good alternative is the e.l.f. Power Grip. I love that primer. I've been using it for years. It's essentially the same, so I use one pump of this. You really don't need much more than that. Goth makeup does not need a white base, by the way. And it doesn't need to be like super stark white either. You can really do whatever you want. My lovely mutual Estrella, I'll put her info here. She does lots of goth looks without a white base, and they're super awesome, and it just shows that you definitely don't need a white base, but it's just what I prefer. I like a really white, like high contrast to the black on top base. So for that, my absolute favorite thing to use is the Mehron Color Blend Paint Sticks. In white, of course, but I recently ran out of that and I thought I would try something new. Everyone was begging me to try this, so it's the Sunset Makeup Foundation, and people like rave about this stuff. They are obsessed with it, but I have some trouble working with it, unfortunately. I really had to go through a lot of trial and error to figure out the best method for this, but I think I've got it down to a science, so I'm gonna show you how I work with this. You need a lot more than you think you're going to. And that really stresses me out because I like to use as little as possible so that I can make it stretch as long as possible, you know, to save money. But you really need a lot with this, and I wasn't used to it, and I don't really like that about it. But one layer of this is quite sheer, so I put it on like this, straight on my face. So here's how we're looking. This is a huge sensory nightmare for me, but it's the best way I found to do it, so I just kind of have to deal with it. And I use my fingers next to smear it around and get it like a semi-even coverage. Okay, here we go. I hate doing this. And this really is the best method I found for this stuff to get a high full coverage. Don't worry, because it will be streaky and look pretty gross at this point, but we will fix that. As you can see, it looks very streaky and very bad. I hate this so much. So I'm gonna wash my hands and I'll show you how to fix this. So what you're gonna wanna do with this is take a dry beauty blender. It's really important that it's dry because if it's wet, it'll soak up too much of the product and it'll just shear it right back down, which is what we don't want. You're gonna go in with very light tapping motions. It really will disrupt it if you are too rough with it. So as you can see, it just like immediately gets rid of all the streaks and it leaves it super full coverage. So if you're wondering, this does feel like, it feels gross on the skin. It does feel lighter than the Mehron cream paint stick because it's literally face paint. It's like costume makeup. It feels lighter than that, but it is still thicker than a normal foundation. Some people ask me why I don't take it down my neck, and that's just totally up to personal preference. You can do it if you want to, but I like the way it looks contrasting with my regular skin color. I think it looks cool. But you totally can. It's totally up to you. It does look good. It does look full coverage, but it just took me a bit of trial and error to get it to this stage. So I have a few recommendations for powders. The one Sunset makeup product that I do actually really like is their white powder. It's very finely milled. It's very soft and silky, and it doesn't feel too cakey. I really like their powder, and I'm out of it at the moment, but I will be repurchasing that. Another powder that's really good but will make you feel cakey again because it's heavy duty. This is the Mayron Color Set powder, and this stuff is incredible. It comes in this huge container and it lasts forever. I know this is the container, but I'm actually out of both. So inside of here is baby powder. Don't use baby powder, okay, unless it's talc free. I'm currently using this one, but I'm not sure if it's talc free. Just use this a few times in between powder, okay? So don't use this unless it's talc free. That being said, using baby powder for powder is incredible. It makes my face feel so smooth. Like, that's literally the point of it because it's baby powder. But this is like one of the best powders I've ever used. But just be careful, okay, and do your research. I keep this so that I can just refill it when I need. When I do my white powder, I just use a brush. And this is from the Dollar Tree, but it's my favorite powder brush ever. The Dollar Tree is really underrated for brushes. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, this makes a humongous mess, and people always comment about it, but I know it makes a mess. I just can't help it, okay? You'll see. Okay. See? It makes a huge mess, but what I do is just step over into the shower and shake all this off. The next step is contour. My favorite thing to use for contour for my goth looks is literally just eyeshadow. This is the Blend Bunny Blends palette. This palette is incredible. I have hit pan on tons of shadows in here, but I like to use this gray one for my contour. And I go in with another brush from the Dollar Tree. This is from Wet n Wild. Another important thing, if you want a really sharp, really straight contour, is just like a piece of cardboard or something. I usually use this clear plastic that comes with the palettes, but you can also just use a piece of cardstock. I'll just line it up about right there. It ends up being different every time, and that's okay. And I'll just press it pretty firm because you don't want any to like slip through. Just go right in there. However high and however dramatic you want to make this is really up to you. Okay, now for the moment of truth. Oh. Got a little bit messed up. I have to be honest and say that that's the first time that's ever happened. Sometimes I will take it up here too. Some people don't like this, but again, it's just up to you. This doesn't really matter because usually I have bangs when I do these looks, but I like to do it anyway. Before I do my nose contour, I like to do my eyebrows first. When I block my brows and do a really thin brow, I'll use an eyeliner for that. Today I'm going for more like traditional, blocky, a little bit thicker brows. I'm gonna use some black eyeshadow on this really flat long brush. This is from Makeup a Murder. I really like this for eyebrows. You can use my discount code if you want to get this. Helps me out a lot. I'm gonna use this black here. I just go right on the underneath of my natural eyebrow. Do a little stamping motion. Keep going along here. So now that we have the initial shape here, I'm going to extend the inner corners just the tiniest bit. And this is going to give us the space we need to go down with it. This is also why I like this long, thin brush, because you can really just stamp it and get exactly the straight shape that you need right there. You can extend this down as much as you want. Sometimes I do it really dramatic. And then what we're going to do is do like sort of a rounded shape here and connect it to the brow. More often than not, these sides will not be even, and I've just come to accept it. I think it's okay. I'm just gonna go back in with the same gray on another Wet n Wild brush from the Dollar Tree. I just start like right here, and then I will drag it down to here. I like to do it dark right here just to kind of blend it in with the eyebrow. Goth nose contour isn't like regular nose contour. Most people will just do it into a V right here and call it a day. But I can't help wanting just a bit more shape than that. on the tip of my nose, so I just go in really lightly right here and just do the tiniest little circle. Just to give it a tiny bit of definition. After this, the black in the brow can get a little bit muddy, so I like to just go back in and deepen that right back up. Next we have eyeshadow. The first thing you need is a good eyeshadow base. My favorite one is from Makeup a Murder, Eye for an Eye eyeshadow base in the shade Suspense. And this is just like a pure stark white eye base, which is perfect for goth looks. Pretty self-explanatory here, you just put it on. But like, do you see how white that is? It's insane. So I'm gonna go back in with the gray eyeshadow and the same brush I use for my nose contour. See how we're already sort of establishing this curve right here? I like to just go right in there along with this curve and start building this way. Once I get to about here, I will start to take it up. Usually I'll take this just all the way into the hairline, to be honest. Don't be afraid to be really dramatic with it. That's kind of the point of this whole makeup style. I just really like the way that looks. And I also want to say, you can replace these colors with any colors. I absolutely love to do that. If you don't know, I'll put some pictures here. It's my favorite thing to do. And people are mainly on Instagram Reels, which I know it's taken with a grain of salt, but people in there are always giving me a hard time for doing that. And I just want to say that goth is about self-expression and standing out and going against the norm, you know, as far as the aesthetics. So you can do colorful goth. It exists. It has always existed in one form or another. And ultimately goth is a music and ideas political based subculture. So as long as you've got the ideas and you listen to the music, you're good to go. And you can do basically whatever makeup you want. I don't really like it when the goth police arrive in my comments. Again, mainly on Instagram, but they're just like very like traditional over there. I suppose they're like, goth makeup needs to be black. It just doesn't. Things evolve and grow and change, and I like to be a part of that, you know? I like to think I'm one of the pioneers of colorful goth makeup on TikTok, because I've been doing my colorful goth looks for years at this point. I love to do it. They get a ton of views. I get constantly tagged in people recreating them. I just think that's so awesome, so keep it up. I love to see it. One thing about me in the way I like to do my makeup, I like to sort of subvert expectations. I just saw like this traditional goth makeup, everyone does black and white, and I was just like, what if I made it colorful? Not saying I'm the first person to do that by any means, but I think I've definitely been making it more popular over the past couple of years, and I'm really proud of that. I don't know. I think that's one of the funnest parts of makeup, is low-key just doing whatever you want. That's why I sort of started my colorful goth series, is to show people that like it just doesn't have to be the way it always was, you know? Especially in a subculture that's not purely looks based. It's ultimately about the music and the ideas. So yeah, that was my little spiel. I like to put white right here where there's no gray. The next step is eyeliner, and I actually use 3 eyeliners. The main one is the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner for the actual shaping. It's the NYX Epic Smoky Liner for tight lining. The Pat McGrath Labs Legendary Wear Velvet Kohl eyeliner. This stuff is incredible. It lasts for days. It will not go anywhere. If you want a good eyeliner for your waterline, this stuff is incredible. It is pricey, but in my opinion, it is so worth it. I love this. So yeah, I use this on my bottom waterline and lash line. Tight line first. Really don't like doing it. So then I'll go in with the Epic ink and start doing my actual eyeliner. Start at the very corner, determine the shape from there. It's really hard for me to do it on camera. I need to be like really close to the mirror, so I'm just gonna go do it, but you need to do it like 100 times over and over and get the shape that you like and that works best for your eye shape. But this is the kind of shape that I like to do. I have like sort of hooded eyes. I don't know if they're fully hooded or what, but I have to do this sort of a shape so that it looks normal when I'm looking forward. That's the base for the eyeliner. This one always ends up looking way worse. I don't know. Next, we're gonna do the inner corner. I like to go downwards with it and sort of follow the curve of my nose contour. Now for the kohl eyeliner. Next, I'm gonna go back in with the eyeshadow and smoke out the lower lash line. I'm gonna do my mascara and lashes off camera, but I use the e.l.f. Lash Extender. This is a tubing mascara, and I really like it. It works really well for lengthening. I'm gonna use these really old, I think they're from Kiss, but I honestly have no idea, so I apologize. But pretty much the last step is to do the lips. I'll take a Q-tip and wipe. You don't want it getting too cakey under there, you know? You could just use a regular lip liner, but I actually like to just use my eyeliner. It lasts the same, if not better. Since I'm doing like really pointy lips, I just go back in with my beauty blender and I'll just go right in between so that it's not like nude in between there. Now I like to start like right under my nostril, and you can go as high with this as you want. Just start with doing a straight line. You're just gonna kind of bring it out and down and then in like this. And then I'll just go in with my favorite black lipstick, which is also from Makeup a Murder. I think this is sold out though, unfortunately. Final step is to clean my piercings. People always ask me how I do this, and I just get like some juice from my makeup wipe on my fingers and just wipe it right off. So this is my most basic base for goth makeup. Now from here, you can add designs. My favorite one to do is a spider web. Here is the finished goth makeup look for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely plan to do more makeup videos on here. I just like haven't so far. But let me know which tutorials you want to see because I will definitely do them.